You are 28 years old, and you are currently sitting inside a building worth $5 billion. You work for the fruit company in Cupertino. To the outside world, you've made it. You are a senior battery engineer at the most prestigious tech giant on Earth. Your parents brag about you to their friends. Your high school bullies are jealous. But the reality? The reality is a $4,000 a month shoebox apartment that you share with 3 roommates who leave dirty dishes in the sink. You drive a beat-up Honda Civic that parks next to your boss's McLaren. You are designing the future of human energy, but you're eating instant ramen for dinner because your student loans are eating 60% of your paycheck. You are staring at a schematic on your monitor. It's codenamed Project Titan. It's the holy grail of lithium-ion technology, a solid-state battery structure that charges 0 to 100% in 5 minutes and holds that charge for a week. This single file is worth more than the GDP of most countries. And you? You just got passed over for a promotion by a guy who spends half the day playing ping pong in the break room. You go to a bar to drown your sorrows in an overpriced IPA. A woman sits next to you. She's elegant, sharp, wearing a suit that costs more than your car. She doesn't look at you, she looks at her drink. "Rough day on the Titan project?" she whispers. You freeze. That code name is top secret. You look at her. She slides a cocktail napkin across the polished wood. There's no phone number, just a figure written in black ink. $2 million. "Tax-free," she says, finally turning to face you. "In a Swiss account, or crypto, your choice. All my client needs is the source code, and one physical prototype." You laugh. You push the napkin back. You're loyal. You signed an NDA. You're a good guy. But that night, you go home to your cold apartment. The Wi-Fi is down again. Your roommate is screaming at his Xbox. You look at your bank account balance on your phone. $412.18. You think about the napkin. You think about the unfairness of it all. You pick up the phone. You make the call. The next morning you walk into work, but you aren't an engineer anymore. You are a spy. The problem is the fruit company has the best security in the world. Their AI scans every email, every Slack message, every packet of data leaving the building. You can't just drag and drop the files to a USB drive. That triggers a silent alarm instantly. You need to use steganography. You pull up the 50 gigabytes of battery blueprints. You run a script that encrypts the data into binary noise. Then, you inject that noise into the pixels of innocent-looking files. You download a folder of 500 high-resolution photos, cat memes, family vacation pics, screenshots of code errors. To the security AI, it's just a JPEG of a cat. To the recipient with the decryption key, that cat's left eye contains the thermal regulation schematics for the Titan battery. You email the photos to your personal account. The AI scans them. Images detected. It lets them pass. Phase 1 complete. Now the hard part, the prototype. The physical prototype chip is in the secure lab. You don't have clearance for this sector anymore since the reorg. The door requires a badge swipe and an iris scan. You wait by the door, holding a box of donuts and 2 scalding hot coffees, looking stressed and clumsy. You see a VP walking down the hall, a guy you know loves free food. "Hey Mike," you call out. "Brought some fuel for the team. Mind giving me a hand?" He smiles. "You're a lifesaver," he says. He swipes his badge. He holds the door open for you. This is called tailgating. It is the oldest trick in the social engineering handbook, and it works 99% of the time because human beings are programmed to be polite. You're inside. You put the donuts on the table. You walk over to the tray of prototypes. They look like small, silver wafers. You can't just put it in your pocket. The exit has metal detectors tuned to detect rare earth metals. You reach into your pocket and pull out a quarter, but it's not a quarter. It's a hollowed-out shell lined with lead foil. A miniature Faraday cage. You slide the chip inside the coin and snap it shut. You walk out the front door. The guard waves. "Have a good night." You wave back. "You too." Your heart is hammering against your ribs so hard you think it might crack the bone. You get to your car. You vomit from the adrenaline. You meet the woman in a park. You hand over the coin. She hands you a burner phone with a banking app open. You check the balance. $2 million. You quit the next day via email. You cite mental health burnout. You move to Bali. You buy a villa with an infinity pool overlooking the jungle. You spend your days surfing, drinking coconuts, and dating models. You are free. You beat the system. You won the game. You are scrolling the news on your tablet by the pool. A headline pops up on TechCrunch. Competitor X launches revolutionary 5-minute charging phone. You smile. That's your baby. You built that. You feel a surge of pride. But then, 3 days later, a new headline. Users report overheating issues with new device. Then another. Phone explodes in man's pocket, causing third-degree burns. Your stomach drops. You realize something terrifying. The blueprints you stole were prototypes. They were alpha build. They weren't finished. The thermal regulation wasn't stable yet. You stole the dangerous version, and the rival company didn't test it. They just rushed it to market to beat Apple. You try to tell yourself it's not your fault. You just sold the code. They built it. Then, the unthinkable happens. A breaking news alert on CNN. Cargo plane crashes over Pacific due to massive lithium fire. The manifest shows the plane was carrying 10,000 units of the new phone. The batteries ignited at 30,000 feet. The fire suppression system couldn't stop it. The pilots, the crew, nobody made it. You drop the tablet. It shatters on the patio. You aren't a wealthy retiree anymore. You are a mass murderer. You try to run. You pack a bag with cash and passports. But as you walk out your villa door, you see them. Local Indonesian police, accompanied by Americans in dark suits. FBI. They didn't find the coin. They didn't decrypt the cat photos. They found the canary trap. You didn't know, but the company suspected a leak months ago. They changed the code slightly for every single engineer. Your version of the blueprint had a unique, invisible error in the cooling algorithm. When the rival company used that exact code, the investigators knew immediately who it came from. You are extradited in shackles. You sit in a federal interrogation room. The fluorescent lights hum. The agent throws photos of the plane crash site on the metal table. It's called economic espionage, he says, his voice cold. And 180 counts of involuntary manslaughter. You look at the photos of the wreckage. You look at your hands. You realize you sold your soul for $2 million, but the price tag was actually priceless lives. You will spend the rest of your life in a concrete box, wishing you were back in that shoebox apartment, eating cold ramen, complaining about the dishes. Subscribe.